Next guest has played and shared the studio with some of the most well-known artists of our time, including Elton John and Paul McCartney. But behind the stage, away from all the glitz and all the glam, there is a darkness very few stars talk about. Jimmy Ryan joins us via Zoom to share more about his new book. Jimmy, it's good to see you again.
Good to see you, Claudia. This is fun.
Well, first of all, I was super intrigued by your new book because, as you know, I worked in the music industry for quite some time, but 60 years in the music business for you. I'm sure you have lived and learned through a lot of experiences, but what kept you in the industry this long?
It's very simple, success.
Yeah.
It's like a one-word thing. I don't know how many people get to do what they love doing and be creative and also get paid for it.
Yeah.
I consider myself absolutely blessed to have been able to keep going, and I'm still keeping going. I have a band called Commotion now, and we're touring all over the United States. And yeah, in the words of Jerry Garcia, what a long, strange trip it's been. But I'm very grateful to still be doing it.
No, and you're very lucky, right? Because here's what I'll say about music, Jimmy. Once you've got that music passion built inside you, it's something you can never let go of. Now, on that note, what do you think have been some of your career highlights throughout the years?
I thought about this question, and there's one real big one, and that was being called to play at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame to induct my old friend and bandmate Carly Simon. It was just an amazing, amazing experience because, obviously I was the original guitarist on You're So Vain, the first version of it with Carly. Talk about the gift that keeps on giving. They call me and I'm playing with Olivia Rodrigo, who's 19 years old at the time and just won 3 Grammys. I mean, I'm 78, and that's an honor beyond belief. She's an absolute sweetheart. But I must say I was a little bit nervous, and I made a list. Here's the people who were in the front row watching while I was up on stage. I had Dolly Parton, Lionel Richie, Pat Benatar, Duran Duran, Dave Grohl, Ed Sheeran, LL Cool J, Steven Tyler, John Mellencamp, Bruce Springsteen, Pink, Taylor Swift, and Robert Downey Jr. What did I have anything to be nervous about?
Right? Well, first of all, Jimmy, let me just say, you look very good for 78 years old, for sure. And to be hanging with Olivia Rodrigo, super cool. Now, on the flip side, there's also a price tag that comes with rock and roll and the limelight. What would you say has been the hardest about this journey, and maybe things that most people don't know?
When you get all this adulation and the spotlights and the cheers and the standing ovation, it's fantastic. And then it stops, okay? And in that space, when it stops, everything that's ever bothered you comes to life again. And I found at a very early age that I was very unhappy. I had everything going for me. When I was 21 years old, I had already had 3 hit records with my band. And yet, in the quiet moments, I didn't feel good, and I just determined to do something about it. So I took on a thing called Primal therapy, and it was fantastic, and you can read all about it in my book. But what I did was I conquered these demons, these things that we accumulate from birth, from our parents and our siblings, and just stress. And there's no reason to carry these things around. You can be happy, but you got to do something about it. You can't just sit on your couch and say, I'm miserable. Oh, here's something fun. And then the fun thing's over. And oh, gosh, I'm really miserable again. You can do something about it. And that's what this book is about. It's a journey through all the various therapies that I did. And it's fun, and it's an interesting read because I wrote it from the point of view of you're in there with me. I don't describe it. You're talking to the therapist with me. It's a strong recommendation to not sit on your butt and feel miserable. Get out there and do something.
Yeah, that's actually a very strong message this morning, Jimmy, because I think we all feel that way in our lives. It doesn't matter what we do, whether it's music, finance, TV. Right. We all feel that way. Now, congratulations on the book. The book is called California Dreaming and Primal Screaming. And you're going to kill me, but you sent me a copy, and I should have had it right here in my hands. It's actually in the studio, but I just didn't bring it with me. But what can the book teach people, and what do you think is the purpose when you wrote this?
The purpose was to show people that they don't have to be unhappy. There are things you can do. I started transcendental meditation when I was about 29 years old, and I haven't missed a day since because it works so well.
Yeah.
There is all this happiness inside. It's not outside. You can do things that make you happy outside, but when they end, it's, as they inevitably do, you're back to where you were before you did it, and you don't have to make that where you were an unhappy state. You can do things. You can learn to meditate. You can see a therapist. You can do hypnotic regression. I even did that. I
Yeah.
saw a psychic, a fantastic psychic that worked with the Pentagon and taught me so much about myself that I didn't really even realize. You don't have to sit on your couch and say, "Why am I so unhappy? Everything's so great." You know?
Yeah.
But the
So
purpose is to
true.
help people realize that, they don't have to live this way.
Yep, and that right there is a great message again, Jimmy, coming from you. Can't wait to read all this book in its entirety and kind of live vicariously through your journey. Thank you so much for being with us today, and
Very well.
congrats again on your
My
second
pleasure.
book. Okay,
Thank you.
everyone, you can get Jimmy's book, it's California Dreaming and Primal Screaming, wherever books are sold. And if you want to learn more about Jimmy Ryan and his awesome career, he's got a website, rampagemusic.com. Follow him on social media, especially TikTokers. Follow him there because he puts up all kinds of really cool videos at JRGTR.